Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we're actually going to be going through the Fortinthry planks. So it's been a little bit of a while since we've done this, and in terms of the planks, it is still a very genuine money making method, and especially one at a very, very low level. So with the updated Fortinthry and all the new areas which you can build within Fortinthry itself, Jagex brought out a variety of different planks relating to the logs which you cut for woodcutting. Now, these planks have sort of pockets of where they go very, very low volume, and because of that, you can capitalize and sell your planks for a higher price. Now, this is something you do need to keep an eye on, and again, prices of the planks, refined planks and frames, swap and change so often that it gives you such an extra chance to make even more money than possible. Like, to do this normally, you will make quite a bit of money anyway, but once something is low volume and selling at a high price, it just gives you a chance to make even more, which is what we're all about on this channel, to some extra money making methods, or just some extra ways for you to make a bit more profit. So in this video, basically what we're going to do is buy each of the log varieties, look at the rough price before, and then we're going to go and make the planks at the Fortinthry workshop, and then come back and see what prices work out best and what seems to be the best GP per hour. So to be able to do this effectively, you will need to have your Fortinthry workshop upgrade to the point you can make planks on the plank maker. Now, a little side note of this as well is you can actually make these planks on a portable sawmill, but the cost of actually turning those logs into planks is quite significant and probably eats away a huge percentage of your margin. Now, if you were to turn these planks into refined planks and into frames, you could reclaim these costs, but we're looking at just turning logs into planks. Now, one other little side note as well is that you could be looking at this in a bigger picture of you are going to buy these logs, turn them into planks, then turn these into refined planks and then into frames, and do the whole Fortinthry process of building materials. Now, one thing I would highly suggest is do not sell refined planks unless you're selling them for such a high price it's worthwhile you doing. 9 times out of 10, people don't really buy the refined planks, and the volumes are always very up and down. And because of that, you can have a chance of losing out on profit as well. Normally, from my experience and whenever I've done these, and I've done this a lot on both the noob accounts and the bond account, and even the main to a point as well, I've always found it best to either sell the planks or sell the frames. And then from that, you need to decide if turning logs into planks is going to bring you more money in the long run in terms of time than taking the original sets of planks into logs, into refined planks, into frames. Now, I hope that made sense. We're not going to be doing all the process for Fortinthry materials today. I'll probably do the refined planks and the frames in another video if this video goes down well and if you guys want to see it. So if you want to see it, make sure to drop it in the comments. The refined and the frames as well are also something which is quite heavily linked to a bonus XP weekend, which is quite heavily linked to a bonus XP live, which is no doubt going to come in like a couple of months, only because we had one quite recently as well. So anyway, let's get started. So if we search for logs and we just start buying up one of each of the logs, and what this will do, because I could just go and just get them another method, because I could just get them another way, this is going to give us our margin and our price for logs on an instant buy basis, and because of that, we'll know roughly where we are in terms of sort of buy limits and stuff like that. So a normal log is 1.5k. Again, I've mentioned this in Market Watch a couple of times. Normal logs, don't sort of sleep on them for just normal money making, because they can be quite good. Magic log, 800 GP, that's still pretty good as well. And log prices really have started to recover after quite a few years of going down quite hard. Now, one thing you can do as well, if we know like we're getting towards a point where our bonus XP live is on its way, you could spend that time beforehand stocking up on things like planks and logs, and all these planks as well can be made in a plank maker. So for me, with my invention machines, I have elder logs. If any of these work out really well for a profit, you could also use that for that point as well. Really, with a plank maker, you want to put in the thing which makes the most profit, and if we can find things which are really, really selling well, may as well use them and look to use the machines as well. But you want to make sure, because the plank makers aren't the quickest in the world, but you're making things which are definitely going to sell. And this might be the stumbling block with this method, is trying to find ones which do sell for the price you've checked in terms of a margin. I mean, 800 GP for a teak log is not bad. So all we've got left is willow, 900 GP for a willow log as well. Low level skilling, even though we bought that for 1250, low level skilling really does have its points, you know. And again, like finding niche little methods or things which people don't really do nowadays, you really can profit on skills if the demand is there. And that's why I keep saying, like, in this game, you can make money any way or any form. You just need to sort of dial in on where you need to be in terms of price and where the money currently is. So there we go. All the logs have bought. And again, the real big hitter is elder logs, which is going to be the most expensive anyway. But the rest did buy for a relatively decent price. And the good thing with this money making method is as well, not only will you get like a tiny little bit of construction, but if you're a low level construction, it will be really good anyway. but the capital to like start this going can be really low. So if you've got something like a mil GP, you can start this method pretty comfortably, apart from elders, which at that point you shouldn't really be doing elders anyway because you're way high of a level to be doing other stuff. But like the normal logs, the willow logs, they won't cost that much to stock up on. So this is where you're going to be doing it. You're going to be doing it on the sawmill in the Fortinthry, and it really is a fantastic update to upgrade your fort to be able to have a skilling station. There are so many like methods which capitalize on the fact that the Fortinthry workshop has a bank. You have the ability to smith, to smelt, to make planks, to do archaeology. It's such a hub of skilling, and especially on World 84 as well, you'll be getting boosts in all these skills. Definitely look to upgrade your fort as soon as possible, because the fort is a fantastic upgrade for skilling in general and will really help sort of your gains and stuff like that. So really, really good there. Now, if you were to do this long term, something which you can get is a log box. And basically what this is where you can, so basically in terms of the method of just running planks, basically you just set a preset and run back and forward. If you were looking to turn planks into refined planks, a fantastic item is a plank box. Now you can get a log box as well, but because the bank's so close, I do think it's a little bit overkill and a little bit try-hardy. But again, if that's what you want to do, by all means, you can try that as well. Right, so all those are done. We're going to go to the random exchange now, and what we'll do is we'll go through one by one, what the price is of both the log, and then look at the plank, and then see if that works as well. Now, I did mention it before, doing it at the Fortinthry workshop, it is free to use. If you did it on a portable sawmill, you can do the full invo at once, but you will be paying quite a substantial fee per log to be able to turn it into a plank. So as always, we'll start on the first item, so we'll just start with the standard plank. Now, as you can see there, that's not sold for 600 GP, and I will instant sell these actually because I think it's just easier and quicker to get rid. So that's sold for 500 GP, that is a loss, so that is not worthwhile doing. So that is quite a big loss with a normal plank. Oak planks as well wasn't worth doing. Now, a willow plank I've heard is quite decent. Yeah, 23, that's not too bad. Right, so that took a little bit longer than what I thought. So the maple plank actually didn't sell. So I've actually sold this to myself, and I've decided to throw in a very much lowball offer, just in case these do buy. And again, this is why I say check your margins. So maple plank, something which is very niche and not really bought, and especially the frames and the refined planks, you have a chance to make money because these are cheap. These are cheap and very low volume. So I've thrown a little offer in for that as well. So in terms of the other prices, so a magic log was 853 GP. That is a decent price, 1603 for that, so that's very good. Acadia log was 1.4k, and Acadia plank didn't sell that well, 1.2. Again, not worth it. And again, these prices change, which is why you need to check the margins. Elder logs, 10.9k for the log, 10.6 for the plank. That is something we would miss off. The normal log we've already checked, we'd miss that off because we're losing 1,000 coin each. Mahogany logs 437 GP each, and the plank. Mahogany logs 437 GP each, and the mahogany plank was 1.3k. Very low-ish level as well for mahogany, so that's something I would 100% look into as well. Maple 384, we just looked at that, not selling, not worthwhile. Oak plank 941 GP each, 544. Again, one to miss. Teak plank 795 for the log, and the plank itself is 418. The log sold very high, so that's probably why we've lost some margin there. Willow logs, even though we bought them for an exceptionally high price at 1250, actually sell for 2349. So there's pretty much doubling your price, near enough. A little bit off, but pretty much there for your willows anyway. So that's a decent one as well. And then finally, you sold at a price of 746. Little bit of profit there, but when you're making so much money with willows and mahoganies and magic as well, those are what I'd stick to. Now, because of how this has happened with the maple logs and the fact that they're not sold for such a low price, I'm actually going to be doing the refined planks and the frame video. But what I'm going to try and do is try and find when they sort of hit the low points and when they start to become a bit niche, as these maple planks have. So I'm going to leave this off to buy in probably a week and maybe try and test some other margins with it too as well and see if they're worthwhile doing. And I'll release that video in a week, just going through like what prices are and what margins are as well. So that is going to be the end of this video. If you've enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.